Madtown. This is David, a.k.a. Swingin' Richard from the worst band in the world, saying, "Yeah, hey dear, for cripe's sake." You're listening to Bucky's Packers, featuring Tom Garrett's on WSUM 91.7 in Madtown, Wisconsin, for cripe's sake. You betcha. Now let's get this tailgate party started!
A great player. 7-time MVP, so it's going to be a pretty exciting time. He's got, I think, 5 home runs away from beating that record, so that should be pretty fun this year. Now, again, getting back to our crew, they're going to be playing Colorado this week, back at home, and we are now in first place. I believe it's the latest in a season since 1983 that our team has been sitting there in first place at this point in the season, so I think we're going to have some great things out there coming in Miller Park. Now, you know, the thing that I think is really hilarious is the Cub fans. The Cub fans actually think somehow they're going to catch us this year. I mean, that is just ridiculous. Has anybody heard of the curse of the Billy Goat out there? The Billy Goat. The Billy Goat. Here, I got something for you. There we go. That's for our little Cubby fans. So any of you Cub fans want to call in, I'm going to play my little Billy Goat jingle for you. That goes back to, I believe, in 1945. There was a World Series in Chicago. Imagine that, a World Series in Chicago. Wow. And one of the gentlemen wanted to bring his goat into the game, and the owner, I guess his name was Wrigley. Well, imagine that, Wrigley at the time. Wouldn't let him in, so, or I guess he kicked him out because he smelled too bad during the game. Imagine that, the goat. So ever since then, laid a curse on our beloved Cubs, or our friends down from the south there. And, after watching the playoffs in 2003 with Steve Bartman, that was the poor guy in the stands when the ball was hit foul. And they're all blaming him for losing that game, which to me it was all Dusty Baker. Dusty Baker, if he would have called a timeout and stopped the momentum a little bit, things might have been a little bit different. But anyways, the Cubbies, there's no way. There is no way they're going to catch the Brewers this year. And want to have some of my Cub fans give me a call in here. Try and convince me, try and convince us. Why in the world do you think the Cubs are going to catch our Brewers? You're listening again to WSUM 91.7 FM, Madison, Wisconsin. And that number to call in is 608-265-9786. Again, 608-265-WSUM, which is 9786. So anybody out there want to give me a shout out? Want to debate a little bit with me? Cubby, Bears, all that good stuff. Welcome to the call. We also got going around here is our Badgers. I want to give a shout out to some of my buddies over at Camp Randall. Last semester, I was lucky enough to get hired, part of the food production team. Now, I would imagine you would think with 80-some thousand people coming to our games, how many brats and hot dogs you make during the game. But I had no idea until I got hired for this job. So give me a shout out to Joe out there, Brian, Ryan, and Jim. When I know they tune in and listen to my little show here, so appreciate that. But yeah, just getting back to that, let's say if there's 11 o'clock kickoff at Camp Randall, we got to get there at 5:30 in the morning, and we make like 30,000 hot dogs and brats, man. And I'll tell you, the thing that was exciting for me is after that we could eat all we wanted. But, if anybody took a look at me on my MySpace page, you can see that's why I do look like a brat. So I haven't had one in a while. But, that's kicking off again. September 1st is going to be our first game here in Camp Randall. So we're getting pretty excited here in Badgerland. And speaking of Badgers, we have the running back coming in, John Clay. John Clay, I believe his name is, from Racine. And, he sounds like he's really a stud in the backfield, but they're already talking about him being ineligible. Now, how can you be ineligible? He hasn't even been in school yet. Well, I guess that's requirements to get in the university, but you're talking about requirements to get in this university. I think we should need some other requirements to get in this university as far as bylaws, as far as there's way too many Cubs and Bear fans around here. Way too many. So if you want to come to our school, I believe you got to score a little extra high in the ACT and the SAT in order to get in here from our fans from the South a little bit. So, but anyways, John Clay sounds like he's going to be a very, very productive back coming up. I think he had like 2,000 yards last year for Racine. So, let's hopefully that all works out here in Badgerland. And speaking about football a little bit, well, training camp for the Packers is kicking off real soon, about 2 weeks away, and we really, really got some exciting times coming in here in at Lambeau with our man Brett. Brett is, just in sports in general right now here in the States is a pretty fun time with a lot of records going down. With Barry Bonds going to beat Hank Aaron. But Brett Favre, he's going to shatter all the records that the quarterback's got. He's got 5 more touchdown passes to beat Marino. He's already got, I believe, the leading in completions. And so thank God Brett is coming back. I don't know about you, but I do dread the day that we don't have number 4 under center anymore. I mean, what in the world are we going to do at that point? And the way it looks with him, I think Brett's going to play maybe till he's 45. He really, really could as long as he stays healthy out there. Yeah, our Packers, I'm kind of indifferent on what's going on right now. I just wanted all these homers. I'm the kind of guy, if you ask me what the record's going to be before the season starts, 16-0. I want to know if you're a fan of a team, how in the world can you admit a defeat? Come on, think about it. If you're going to go down through the schedule and say, well, we're going to win this, we're going to lose this. No. What is the old saying that Al Davies says? Just win, baby. One game at a time. We're going to win every game. And that's just kind of, pretty drinking too much Kool-Aid down here on State Street. So that's just Tommy where I come from on that end. But, and just getting back to our crew a little bit here. I'm kind of just going back and forth to throwing up some topics, Brewers, Packers. And again, where are our Cub fans out there? Our Cubbies. And getting back to the Cubbies again, I talked to my dad last week about Wrigley Field. Wrigley Field to me is, I've only been there once in the inside. It's pretty cool on the outside, but the place is a dump. It is really a dump inside. The bricks are falling down. The TVs are all rusted. And I guess one reason I'm leading into that, I heard today that the owner for the Mavericks, Mark Cuban, he's looking to buy the Cubs. Now that, to me, is scary. If the Cubs actually get a real owner that's going to put the money into the team, unlike the Tribune, who just basically is just sucking all the cash that everybody comes in every week, that could be pretty scary for us down here in Brewerland if the Cubs finally get a serious owner. Yeah, they do spend the cash, but, maybe that goes back to my curse again. Maybe that is the whole issue that's going on there. There we go. There's definitely something going on there in Chicago. So, and let me take off the gloves a little bit here and talk a little bit more about our Packers. I got a little jingle here that I want to get going as soon as I can line this thing up. And let's see here. Excuse me. Oh, here we go. Now, this is one of my favorite anti-Bear songs. Right here.
Must we take this disgrace? Another Bears fan throwing insults in our face. The Packers are the greatest team to ever play the game, even if from time to time they've been a little lame. How could you ever love a team with Jim McMahon? Not even Porky Pig was as big a him. They got a reputation that's mostly based on luck. The Bears still suck. 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 We really suck. Yes, the Bears still suck. field, they make you pay a toll. For Christ's sake, they only won one lousy Super Bowl. They make fun of Wisconsin, but we don't get upset. Where do you think that they're all headed every chance they get? We don't really hold a grudge, cause this is all in fun. As far as football rivalries, we're both number one. Still, we wouldn't mind seeing Ditka run over by a truck, cause the Bears still suck. 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 They really, 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 really suck. Yes, the Bears still suck. All the ladies now.
Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. They really, 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 really suck. Yes, the Bears still suck.
Everybody now. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. They really, 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 really suck. Yes, the Bears still.
Yeah, they do. That's all kidding out there, Bear fans. Just trying to do that a little fun banter. You know, without you and without us Packers, you know, who else would we have fun to chat with? So, again, I just try to do that in tongue-in-cheek a little bit. Don't try to get anybody upset out there with that. Well, yeah, because actually when the Brewers were on Game of the Week 2 weeks ago, they were interviewing a Brewer fan, and that was the first thing the Cub fans were sitting there yelling at the Brewers. The Brewers are no good. Their Brewers suck. So again, like we say, I try to shy away from saying that too much. When I talk to my parents about the title of my show, my dad's like, well, that's not a good title there, Tommy, but, you know, hey, what can I tell you? Just getting back to our Pack a little bit. You know, the Pack, I think the one thing that we really need to tighten up this year, and anybody else want to give me a shout-out on that, 608-265-WSUM, as in 268-265-9786. The one key thing I think our Packers, we have to have this year is some type of tight end and performance from that area. When we were doing our Super Bowl run in 96 and 97, you know, Keith Jackson and Mark Chimera, that was to me the whole difference maker of the team. This year, we've got to have some production from Bubba Franks. Bubba, you know, I heard that you do a nice job blocking and all that. Well, that's real nice, Bubba, but you know what? You got to catch the ball this year. And Donald Lee, I don't know if Lee's going to be the man. There was one thing that I was really disappointed in the offseason. I was really hoping we get that guy from Kansas City, Gonzalez. Or, you know, they were also hoping for Randy Moss. But, you know, my opinion on Randy Moss is, yeah, it would have been nice. But the last time I seen Randy Moss is he was cleaning his jersey on our goalpost. So that's okay, Randy. You can go up there in New England and you can clean your jersey on, I don't know, the Jets or somebody else's team, but not here in Green Bay. So maybe we'll see you in a big game. But, Brett's got to get some more help on that end. And the other thing that's kind of worrisome, again, is the running back position. You know, Morency is the one that they're looking to fill the shoes for Amon Green. But, I don't know. Amon Green, he was such a stud. Amon Green, he's awesome. And I don't know really why Ted Thompson let Amon Green go. Should have gave him the money, kept the boy there. You know, keep it going for us. He's actually, I believe, he's our number one leading all-time ground gainer now. Beating Jim Taylor. So, you know, those are some big holes we got going. But I'll tell you one thing that's really been, I think, going real well for us is our O-line. Offensive line is pretty much on the offensive side. Those young guys that we got last year really came forward for us. And as long as we can keep them healthy, you know, because without blocking, Brett's got no chance. And, you know, for a lot of times they were all getting on Brett's case that he was, you know, throwing the ball around, you know, 2 years ago. But what else chance did he have? You know, so without the supporting cast, you know, what you going to do there, Brett? And on the defensive side, you know, the defense, I think we're really, really coming along. And the one guy that I really, really like, I like Hawk over on our weak side defensive linebackers. Hawk from Ohio State, he's all over the field last year. And I really love his enthusiasm.